What is up, viewers? How are you doing? Welcome to my channel. You're watching WarGamingTV. My name is Ishan and we are playing Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishment. So welcome to my channel, guys. Thanks for clicking the video. This is going to be my first video of Sherlock Holmes series. I have bought other Sherlock Holmes games on Steam and I'll play them after I finish playing this one. And I also finished playing Call of Cthulhu, which is also kind of a detective kind of game, except it has some horror stuff to it. It may be not as good as Sherlock Holmes for you Sherlock Holmes fans, but go check it out. Also, if you are new to my channel, please subscribe and please help me grow. Also, thank you to all my subscribers for helping me reach 100 subs. And this is the first time I'm going to be playing this game, and I just want to say that Sherlock Holmes is like, I've loved Sherlock Holmes since my childhood. I used to watch the, what was that guy's name, James Brent or something. It was a Sherlock Holmes TV serial. I still watch it on YouTube. It's very awesome, go check it out. And look at Holmes, man, I love this series. I love Sherlock Holmes books and everything. Okay, let's not waste any time. Let's go. This is going to be part 1. Okay, wait a fucking sec. Why is this? Thank you. I thought this was going to be in Russian. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'll shut up. The Fate of Black Peter. Okay, I guess this is the first case. So do we like directly jump into this or what? Are there going to be any cinematics and stuff? And I guess this is a very recent addition to the Sherlock Holmes series. There are some old games. There are some old ones of this series. I'll play them later, but I want to start with the newest ones first. I don't know, because I think the old ones have a very corny graphics and I don't know how that will turn out. Okay, why did I switch the windows? Yeah, I forgot. Uh, hmm. Let me adjust some audio levels. Yeah, I guess this will be fine. Little bit more. Okay. So, the fate of Black Peter. Missed an important phrase in dialogue. You can always open the casebook and check the dialogue. Okay, let's go. Oh, awesome. Gunshot. Whoa.
Holmes.
Oh no.
Holmes, will you stop that?
Oh, look at that bare face.
Utterly mad.
Also, just wanted to say that the Sherlock Holmes movies.
Stop, Holmes.
Is that you, Watson?
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded.
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate.
Oh. Policeman. 9th step avoided. Wow.
Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one. Holmes. Gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been murdered.
A sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
You're out of your mind.
I missed 4 out of 10.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
I suppose that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about
Oh,
Black
good graphics.
Peter Carey, born in 1845 and 50 years old. An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in 1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It
Okay.
was where he lived for 6 years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
Has the investigation already begun?
Yes and no. In fact, this crime is so mysterious that I would
Basically,
prefer
have you
to join
spoiled
the
with the
camp.
crime scene? That's what
Give
he's
me
asking.
half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The Medi men struck again.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
Dr.
I shall
Watson.
go alone then.
Okay, so I wanted to say that the new Sherlock Holmes movies, I just don't like them. The one with, who was that, Iron Man guy, and the one with other one, they portrayed him to be gay and stuff. These assholes, they'll just ruin everything. Press tab to open casebooks and check your current progress in investigation. Okay, I like this game, guys. I love it. I'm just loving it already. Man, this is awesome. What does this mean? Tasks. Investigate murder of Peter Carey. Inspect the crime scene at Woodman's Lee. Select a suit to wear using your personal wardrobe and join Lestrade at Woodman's Lee. Okay. Fate of Black Peter. Inspector Lestrade pays a visit to Baker Street where he relates to Holmes the grotesque affair that involved former captain known as Black Peter. Alright. So here we are, Baker Street. We have to go here. Woodman's Lee, forest area. And I guess this is London, right? Any of you living in London, can you confirm? Is this the map? Evidence. Profile of the victim. So this is how he looked like. Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, born in 1845 and so 50 years old. He achieved, so basically this takes place in 1995. This event, I mean currently they are in 1995. Born in 1840, okay sorry 1845, 1895 current this thing. Born in 1845 and so 50 years old. He achieved great success in whale hunting in Scandinavia. Retired 1884, eventually moving to Woodman's Lee. Okay. There's the dialogues. Awesome, so we don't miss anything. We are supposed to go alone. And character portraits. Alright. How do I examine? How to play? So left click for performed action, perform action. And this is select action. Okay. WASDRTFP shift caps lock. Move characters, run, open casebook, launch Sherlock talent. Launch Sherlock talent. Launch imagination. Wow. So there's two things, imagination and Sherlock talent. I can't wait to try out these. And there's first and third person view. Okay, I guess to zoom in. And open deduction space. Switch characters. We can switch characters. Awesome. There is help, run and walk. Awesome.
My analysis table. It is useful for my work. My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
So WASD key is not working for me. Instead
My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
arrow keys are working. Ew. Why are you watching her? Sheesh. Bad taste Holmes. Also there's imagination. And there's Holmes talents. Awesome. So this is like left brain, right brain stuff.
You go along to Peter Carey's house. Mrs. Hudson and I will take care of the mess you've made here.
Oh, what a mess! What a terrible mess!
Okay, let's go. Makeup table, no. I want a suit. This one looks nice. Black suit, brown suit, green suit. Locked. Okay. Awesome. So there's some things which are locked, I guess, which we will. Casual suit is fine for now. How do I? These are locked. Awesome. We can change our appearance. Okay, just trying that if we can use these things to find something in his house, but obviously that would be too stupid for a Sherlock Holmes game. I'm so used to
My
encyclopedia.
archive. I can always consult with it if needed. My archive. I can always consult with it if needed. This is where I keep my post.
So we have letters, encyclopedia, newspapers. That's a lot of newspapers. There's research.
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
What's over here? Door. Okay.
A
Map.
map of London and the surrounding area. It could be useful.
Anything else left? Okay. So we can just... Ow! My knee. We can just directly jump to the location, I guess. I want to see what's down below before I start with the... What? I think this is Watson's room. I shouldn't be here. That is strange because in the Sherlock Holmes TV serial, this was the entrance door, and I guess this one was Sherlock's room, right? Or this one was Watson's room, that one was Sherlock's room. Okay, let's go, guys. I won't waste any time. I'm sorry. He's traveling in the, what do we call it? Horse cart stuff. Continue. Boogie or buggy.
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
Oh, I think I've seen this case in the TV serial. Awesome. Stone pathway. Land around stone pathway. Oh, awesome. So he likes goes on analyzing stuff as he's moving.
Mr. Holmes? It seems that the garden was well maintained. It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Evidence. A garden and fields are well kept. A capable gardener works here. Oh, nice. I love this already. Are we supposed to investigate on our way, or should we go straight to the... I think we should walk around a bit, I guess. Okay, that doesn't work much.
Mr. Holmes?
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
Okay.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Poor Miss Carey.
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
Okay, so that rules out the gardener stuff.
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream, but I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
Oh. So he was a alcoholic?
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock, I noticed the cabin door was open, but I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... oh dear.
I don't think this... Okay. The policeman says that he was found murdered, so we are assuming this is a... I mean, obviously. If he has knife stabs and such, it's a murder.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. He lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
Okay, what the hell is going on? I think there's some problem with my keyboard. Let me configure it. Also, looking at everything, we noticed that he was an alcoholic. Also, he slept differently, didn't sleep in the house when he had a bad temper. Just a second. And so basically he wasn't afraid of anyone, I guess. No enemies maybe, or he just didn't care. He seemed to be careless because he would just drank till he pass out. And what a stupid thing, my keyboard A and D doesn't work for this, god damn it. Okay, I'll stop the recording and get back to you shortly. You won't notice anything. Okay guys, we are back and somehow I managed to make this work. So backward and forward. Gardening gloves. Crested tit. Don't know what that means. Catholic rosary. Cameo. What? Okay, that is already done. Okay.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes, life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
Choose the evidence that confirms the statement of a character. Damn it. Judith Carey is a woman with an uneasy life due to her unhappy marriage. She is a very religious Christian Catholic woman who undertook St. James to pilgrimage. She was here. Pilgrimage.
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
Awesome.
Thank you, madam.
So we have our portrait now. We have the dialogues. Also, there's one thing I noticed. She said that when Holmes asked when did you find the body, she first says that at 7 o'clock, and later says that I went there at 10 o'clock. I dared and went there at 10 o'clock and found his body. So there's a little bit of confusion there, or differences in her statement, contradictory statements. Okay, and now I have messed up.
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
Okay, I'll be back soon. I'll be back. Okay, let's go. We can move now. Hello, officer.
Mr. Holmes?
Can I go inside this? No. What are we supposed to do now? I want like a free roam thing in this game. Otherwise, my hopes would be shattered.
Peter Carey's body is inside the cabin. We took care not to touch any.
Mr. Holmes?
Okay.
The door is locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
Ah, good thinking.
Hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see.
Let me see. I think we are supposed to use the door lock.
These scratches are fresh. You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
Okay, I'm recording.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Our mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool.
So basically he must have left something which he came to retrieve. I think that could be a major thing. We need to find something that... What the hell? Holy shit, that scared me.
What a terrible way to die.
This scared me. Wow. Woo. Murder. There are 2 glasses.
Someone drank from this glass recently. Someone drank from this glass recently.
Recently. PG.
The initials
PC.
PC have been crudely...
Sailor's work. Okay, let's open it.
This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture.
This looks like a boat. Okay, how do I do this? That seems to be working. Boom.
Yes. This is a coarse tobacco, quite strong and very popular among sailors.
So this is a sailor's pouch.
Rum, a sailor's drink. It seems that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he met his death.
So someone knew of his drinking habits, I guess, or didn't knew. We have to find out whether this was like a planned murder or was this like a fit of rage or something like that. Sperm whale tooth.
The tooth of a sperm whale, probably from one of Peter Carey's catches.
Suspiciously empty space. Outline in dust.
This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf.
Oh.
An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book. A box or a small chest, perhaps.
Probably a small chest. Okay. I think the imagination stuff will come into use.
Hammerfest. Dundee. It's a whaling map.
Hammerfest and Dundee.
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
Okay.
Old navigation instruments, nothing interesting. Peter Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8.
Oh. This is interesting. So I guess from size 8 we can determine whether we may find some footsteps around here. We can determine whether they are of Peter's or someone else's. So that might help us in finding new tracks.
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded.
Alright.
Harpoons for hunting whales.
So from one of the harpoon he was murdered. Also there's a knife below.
The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense.
Wow. So it must have been by someone strong.
Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon.
This must be the work of someone strong. And what's this?
Peter
Clothes.
Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer.
Okay, he was fully dressed, meaning he was going to meet someone that night. And I guess the wife didn't know and he was murdered. Someone must have known that whoever this is, he was going to meet Peter. This is my theory. Just a theory. Also his face.
This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong.
Size 8. Knife.
This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body.
There's this carving.
This wooden handle is plain and solid. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed.
Okay, just as I suspected. So I guess he was drinking, but he was not like completely drunk and off sleeping or something. He was definitely not caught by surprise. Someone barged into this thing and took the harpoon. I guess there must be some dialogue like, "You did this to me, blah blah blah," and boom, he took the harpoon and put it in his chest. He pulled out the knife, couldn't defend because the harpoon had bigger reach.
JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook.
So I guess this JHN is the notebook of the murderer.
The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime, but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey.
Okay. So it was dropped after this incident happened. So I guess when the person thrust the harpoon in him, he must have dropped this, and later on when he checked his suit or something, he must have realized that, oh, my diary is missing. So he came back to find the diary but couldn't open the lock, so he ran away. So there must be his tracks on the garden. We have to find that.
These abbreviations mean something, but what?
Very good find. I like this. What is B? Find a pair of related clues. They will form a deduction. Red color signifies an achievable clue combination. A notebook with JHN. It's pinned to the wall. Peter Carey's body was impaled to the wall with a harpoon through the chest like a butterfly. That does not sound feasible. She might be hiding something. I guess she did the gardening, and there may be a possibility that she might be also involved in the murder. Like she made a plan with someone else, maybe, don't know. But she was a Catholic, but it doesn't mean anything because people are people, no matter what religion. Draw a clear picture of the crime by forming your deduction. An ambush must be made tonight to see if the break-in attempt will be repeated. Ah, very good thinking.
Someone was here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
Awesome. Anything else left that I should be looking into? Did I see this one?
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
Okay, if I use this one. He took a small chest but forgot this thing. I guess first he stabbed him, then went there and took the chest.
Mr. Holmes?
See, I told you there must be footprints.
These boots don't match the footprints.
They are bigger.
These footprints appear to be quite large.
Awesome, right? Let me look around more. Hmm. Shall I visit her house? How awesome, right? Even the sounds make like a slow. We cannot go into the house.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
I don't want to leave any stone unturned. That's why.
Is this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure. It might be, but he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
Thank you, madam.
Okay. So he didn't smoke in a while.
Mr. Holmes?
I guess that would be enough for this one.
Well, Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
I think that we are lucky
And why is that?
because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oh, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha! So what do you propose?
An
We
ambush.
shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead of us.
Awesome. Investigate murder. Organize an ambush. The mysterious intruder. What do I do now?
We need to find a good place for an ambush. Perhaps behind Carey's cabin, near the window.
Oh.
this looks like the perfect hiding place.
Hmm.
Shh. Did you hear that?
Yep. Who is that? A small
There's
boy.
someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there. Mr. Holmes. All right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Innocent? And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't...
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't...
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't! I'm not... It's a terrible mistake!
Enough. You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
But...
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
But I don't think
You
he's
are
the...
welcome, Inspector. But please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
I don't think he's the murderer. He's too weak to do that, if you ask me. And just not that, that's not the actual reason. But I think he must be the gardener of, who was that? Carey, right? Whoever that guy who was murdered. This boy was gardener of this guy, but what would have happened that he came that day to visit his master but found him dead, and he was scared, and he by mistake he dropped his diary in the pool of blood and he ran away. Then he realized that, oh shit, I've forgotten my diary. But we'll have to ask him whether he made the marks, because he just entered the door just like that. That was very simple for him, so I guess he must have had the keys, so he may not be the one who have made the marks on the locks of the door. Let's go. That's my deduction. What are your deductions? This the police station, the yard. Yard.
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Holmes.
Good morning, Mr. Holmes. Can I help you?
Good morning, Constable. I would like to speak to the fellow who was arrested at Woodman's Lee last night.
Ah, the young man. He's waiting in the interrogation room. You can go straight through. His belongings are held in the evidence room.
Thank you.
I'll look at the evidence room first. I'd like to see what we can notice over here. Can we notice anything? No. Staff room, evidence room.
These are the suspect's belongings.
Lord of the Rings. From R. Dawson to my friend and partner. 1883.
A handkerchief with the initials JHN. A pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin.
Oh.
The notebook that we found on Peter Carey's cabin floor. These abbreviations mean something, but what?
Evidence required.
These abbreviations mean...
Anything hidden here which I can find? I guess not. Staff room. This one is what? Inspector Lestrade. Locked. Morgue. We can go down the morgue to inspect that guy's body, of course. Nobody's here. Of course, we are not going to find anything right now over here. I just like to do this stupid exploring stuff.
Mr. Holmes? Mr. Holmes?
Interrogation room. He has break to open his chains or what? Or he was never chained, sorry.
Does this notebook belong to you?
Yes. But where did you find it? I did not know. I thought I'd lost it at the hotel.
What do these abbreviations mean?
Oh no, I beg you, I can't. If I told you, it would only make things worse.
But I will find out eventually, Mr. Nelligan.
Patch. So this guy is poor, expensive fabric but a patch. So I guess someone gifted him this. Elaborate buttons, okay. Not his size. Bruises on callus, you. Scars. Thin neck. What does thin neck mean?
The sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone.
Well, I will see you soon, young man.
Please let me go. I'm innocent.
Notebook with blood stain on it covered, indicating that it was dropped into the pool of blood after the murder. It belongs to Nelligan. Judith Carey says her husband took care of the garden himself. That does not sound feasible. She might be hiding something. Missing tin box, swift actions. Peter Carey was armed with his knife, but he did not have time to use it. The murderer acted quickly, instinctively. Why did this guy break in? That's the real question. Why did this guy break inside? Peter Carey had given up smoking long time ago, but he might still have kept the pouch, although his wife had not seen. I guess there was something in his pouch, not just tobacco. Break-in attempts were made in order to recover a notebook that been lying in a pool of victims, for which provides the guilt of person who made these attempts. We need to find out whether an unskilled and untrained man could use a harpoon well enough to kill by fully piercing a body. Yes, that's the real question.
I need to stage a reconstruction. I'm sure that Watson would be happy to oblige.
So all of these don't match with each other. We'll have to
What
talk
am I
with
doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
we'll have to talk with Watson.
Mr. Holmes?
This is morgue. What is this? Lestrade.
Locked.
Staff room. Evidence room. Where is Lestrade?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Holmes?
Oh, one thing.
These are the suspect's belongings. These abbreviations mean something, but what?
R. Dawson. Is there RD nowhere? Okay. He was 19 years old. He was raised in wealth, but after the desertion of his father 10 years ago, he and his family fell into poverty. He worked to earn money by fleeing fish. Despite undertaking such manual work for considerable time, Nelligan remains physically weak. Okay.
A map of London and the surrounding area. It could be useful.
Mr. Watson.
A spot of whaling, Watson. Would you care to take part?
Are you serious?
Yes.
No, but we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
Peter Carey attempted to defend himself?
It is possible. But if that is the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my friend, what is the animal closest to man, morphologically, I mean?
Ah, I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before. On the Ripper case, I believe. Do you want to slit some more pigs' throats?
No.
Thank goodness for that.
I wish to impale one with a harpoon.
Oh my god.
Wonderful.
Watson, let us pay a visit to our butcher friend in Whitechapel. We require the carcass of a well-fed pig.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely.
Hey, there's a doggy.
Brave Toby. The best nose in the British Empire. My
Examination table. Okay.
This is where I keep my post.
Let's go get the harpoon.
That should do it. Now I am ready for the experiment.
Anything else maybe that has changed while I was not here? I, aka Sherlock Holmes.
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
Poor lady.
Well, here we are in the preparation room. I can't say that I like the smell of it much. What do you intend to do?
To indulge myself in a little experiment. The challenge of lancing a pig's carcass with a heavy harpoon.
A little experiment?
Stand aside, Watson. This might be dangerous. I am not well practiced in this exercise. Yet.
Holmes, you should aim for the mark in order to perform the most reliable. The harpoon has struck the body, but with insufficient strength to pierce it straight through. Holmes, you should try to aim better and throw as hard as you can.
Okay. Oh, come on.
This is the best possible result that I could get. Do you see, Watson? Throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or diabolical luck.
If it was luck, then it was a chance in 1,000 that night.
Well, yes. Let us leave now.
All right. But before we go, I suppose I'll have to pay for all these carcasses you've happily mangled.
Very well, but please hurry.
Of course.
It requires a greater strength than that of an average man to be able to pierce a man's chest with a harpoon all the way through the wall. A degree of skill would most likely be necessary. Two men in cooperation might achieve the same result. That is also true. Or the murderer was a sailor, experienced sailor who knew how to throw a harpoon, just like the Carey guy who was murdered. There is a remote possibility that an unskilled and untrained man could manage to pin Peter Carter to the wall with a harpoon. Uh, Examine belonging of John Hoplin Milligan and the evidence from at the Scotland Yard. Interrogate suspect at Scotland Yard. Investigate the murder of Peter Carey. Inspector Lestrade pays a visit to Baker Street when request. Okay. Where's Lestrade? Let's go here. This game is very well made. I got so immersed into this, I forgot to say. This is a very well made game.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
What am I doing here?
These are the suspect's belongings. These abbreviations.
We still haven't found out.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Huh. Okay, what am I missing? I'm missing something. We need to do an imagination thing. Very interesting game though. The boat.
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
There's this broken wall. Kind of.
These foot...
What are we missing, people?
Whew.
Why was he called Black Peter?
Good gracious, you caught someone. At least now you have a suspect.
My God.
My analysis table. It is useful for my work. This is where I keep my post. My archive. I can always consult with it if...
Examine the belongings of John Hopley. Interrogate. Oh. Interesting stuff. I didn't know I would spend so much time on this case. This is like real life investigation.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Mr.
These are the suspect's belongings. A pocket knife. To my friend,
Oh, I didn't read it. So stupid.
from R. Dawson. And partner, 1883. Dawson. I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer.
Ah, see? I was telling you. I need to go to my archives now. Man, I love Sherlock Holmes. Dawson and Nelligan. Dawson and Nelligan Investment Fund bankrupt. Nelligan missing. This Dawson and Nelligan Investment Fund, a regional banking institution based in Cornwall, has declared bankruptcy as a result of heavy losses in its loan portfolio. Okay, so Nelligan, that boy, is this Nelligan's son and has accordingly been assigned for. And Nelligan basically ran away. Right. It was 23rd largest bank in Britain. Its bankruptcy is second largest on the record. Liquidation of the companies appear catastrophe for many Cornwall families. Joshua Nelligan, one of the bankers, has since mysteriously disappeared. He was last seen aboard his yacht preparing for departure to Norway. Nelligan is wanted both by the police and his creditors.
Here it is.
Oh.
Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
Oh, awesome.
This is where I keep my post.
Good gracious, you caught someone. At least now you have a suspect.
So two men could do this job. This means that either it can be the Nelligan's father and Dawson who came to murder this guy or something like that. Let us find out.
The police seized this valuable ring.
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
It has always belonged to me. Oh, damn it.
The police seized this.
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
The ring's date of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner. So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
No, Mr. Nelligan. I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man, Mr. Nelligan. Furthermore, the garment is ill-fitting. It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else, most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.
I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes, Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht, just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress. Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
Peter Carey must have helped him escape. That's what the ship's log for retina might put some light in. So I have to go back and read the ship's logs.
These are the suspect's belongings. These abbreviations mean something.
They must be the account numbers. I think that diary must be that of his father's, and somehow it appeared at the crime scene. I was wondering why the ship's this thing didn't go green after I read that. This one.
1883. That's the one I need. This
See?
is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn.
Harpooner. Ah, we need to look at the harpooners. Ned Land, Pablo Coventrao, and Patrick Carnas. So definitely Ned Land isn't the suspect. PC meaning Patrick Carnes or Pablo Coventrao. These two can be the murderers. Because they also have PC just like Peter Carey. PC.
Log notes for June. Nothing unusual.
Thursday, June 8th. Light breeze to the day. Saw whale tail alongside at SE. Just at night, 2 more ships in sight. Wednesday, June 14th. Moderate wind. Saw no whales today. Monday 19th, light and variable, saw other whaling ships. Saturday 24th, strong winds, there were a lot of whales.
Log notes for July. Nothing special.
Light wind, saw 2 whales. Strong wind, squally wind. Strong breeze, York got sick, saw whale. York
Log.
got sick.
This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn.
Is there a York in York? John York.
Log notes for July. Nothing special.
In July 18, York got sick. Saw whale tail at in company with Allison and Joy.
This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn.
Allison and Joy.
Log notes for July. Nothing special. Log notes for August. These pages have been torn away. This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn.
I'm just reading the side thing. Hellsman. Where is Hellsman? Who is this Hellsman guy?
Log notes for August.
Helmsman.
These pages have been torn away. Log notes for August. Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR. A torn piece from a bond certificate. I have seen this abbreviation somewhere very recently. There are 3 ways of discovering what happened in August of 1883 aboard the Sea Unicorn. The first 2 of these will require speaking with a dead man. The last would be to locate vital witnesses, the sailors involved in this whale hunt campaign.
Oh. See? Awesome. CPR. Found inside the Sea Unicorn ship's log. Who is Wiggins? Wiggins might help find the crew of Sea. He should be somewhere at Baker Street. John Elegant seems not to be usual thief. Cool, right? I'm sure her wife knows nothing. His wife knows nothing. Her wife.
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
Something new, Watson. I have the list of sailors who were aboard the Sea Unicorn. We shall soon learn what happened to Nelligan's father. I have only to find them. Let us hope they are still working at the harbour.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard...
I doubt it, Watson. And really, I would prefer that all of this remains quiet for now. But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
And who might they be?
The secret police division of Baker Street.
Ah, you mean young Wiggins and his gang?
Yes. Believe me, you'll receive more useful assistance from these little urchins than from a dozen yard detectives. Those children are everywhere. They see and hear everything, and they are cunning. All they lack is organization. I'll summon them.
How will you do that?
There is always a watch beneath our window. I have only to call him. Watson, I need Wiggins. Is he anywhere nearby?
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, I need you to track down certain people for me. I'll give you a list. You can read, can't you?
Big Oliver from our gang. He can, because his father is the coachman of a famous lawyer.
Fascinating. Here is the list of sailors.
Sailors? Easy. Just got to look where the rum and the red lights are.
Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Holmes, but the inspector asks that you come to the station as soon as possible.
Thank you. I'll be there shortly.
Good gracious, you caught someone. At least now you have a...
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
I'll put a nice suit. If we can. Nice black suit.
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to see you.
As always, what happened?
We have a new suspect, Liam Hurtley. I'm thinking that this case will be resolved very quickly now.
Interesting. Pray tell.
Well, the constable that I left at Woodman's Lee noticed a suspicious individual prowling around during the night.
Do you have him here?
Yes. He refuses to speak with us, but we'll make him talk.
Let us hope so.
Ah, yes, and one more thing. The constable told me that at the time of his arrest, the fellow was writing a letter.
Do you have it?
Of course. It's in the evidence room, at your disposal. Admit that for once, Mr. Holmes, Scotland Yard is a step ahead of you, eh?
Breathtaking.
Yeah, sure. Breathtaking. Oh wait, this is...
These are the suspect's belongings.
Need to take the boots.
Liam Hurtley's old boots. They're a size 9.5.
I think he was the one who...
Pen. Nothing unusual about it. The stains are fresh. They can be removed with the proper chemicals.
So I have to go back to Baker Street and, you know.
These are the suspect's belongings. I wonder if these are connected.
CPR.
Now we have the proof that Nelligan's papers were indeed here. It seems that they have vanished, however.
Of course. John Nelligan could have been caught stealing the bond certificates. This might have been a motive for him to murder Peter Carey. Of course. Break-in items were made in order to record the notebook that had been lying in the pool of victims' blood. This proves the guilt of person who made these attempts. Nelligan was looking for his father's papers inside the Black Peters. It explains his presence at the murder scene. We don't know. I'll have to look more. And ask more, of course. Where is he?
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I would like to ask you a few questions.
I've already told the police that I've nothing to say. And you're not even part of the police.
Precisely, and considering your situation, it might be wise to speak with someone who is, shall we say, rather more neutral. You are a suspect in a murder case.
I know. Inspector Lestrade told me. It's ridiculous.
Is it
Could
now?
you at least tell me who you are, and exactly what happened that you should be brought here?
My name is Liam Hurtley. That I can tell you. But you're not getting any more than that.
Well, we shall see.
We shall see. Old scar, where? I don't see any scar. Oh, there. Wow. Good clothes, I guess. Crested tit. The same thing was found with that murdered guy's wife. Plant remains. Where do you see plant? There. Gardener's hand. Oh.
That's all for now. Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, what exactly were you hoping to find inside Peter Carey's cabin?
I was trying to find some information about my father.
I assume you had another purpose, to retrieve the bond certificates. Am I correct?
Yes. I discovered some time ago that a few of the missing securities had reappeared on the London market. You can imagine my amazement. I spent months trying to find them, and at last I discovered that the original seller had been Captain Peter Carey. These papers, they belong to my family, but I could not find them there.
Oh.
That's all for now. Well, I will see you soon, young man.
I see what's going on.
Mr. Holmes?
So someone braked inside Peter Carey's house and stole the tin box which had all the securities of Nelligan's family, and later on it was a coincidence that this small young boy John Nelligan braked into the house to find something related to his father, but it went missing. So this tells something. And I guess he had, or either he meaning this John Nelligan guy, or someone who broke into the house, who murdered Peter Carey, had the notebook which had blood stains on it. So either this guy or the murderer. And this guy is...
I'm not saying another word.
This guy is the gardener for sure. We are not going to the morgue.
These are the suspect's belongings. These are the suspect's belongings. These abbreviations mean something, but what?
I'll go to Woodman Lee's. I think there's one more involved in this. One more. Oh wait. Oh wait a second. I have to go to Baker Street first and see that.
These boots match the footprints exactly.
I have to go to the Baker Street at Holmes' house and do the chemical test and find out what he was writing on the letter. I'm gonna have to speak to this woman.
Does the name Liam Hurtley mean anything to you?
No, I don't know anyone by that name.
Oh, you're lying.
Thank you, madam.
You are a liar. Former soldier who left the military after being wounded. So he can throw the harpoon thing. Let's go and investigate the letter, then we'll go talk to the Liam Hurtley guy.
A new suspect, but this one refuses to talk. This case is more interesting than I first imagined.
I need to prepare a chemical agent that is capable of removing fresh ink. For this purpose, the chemicals from the flasks should be combined in a certain order to perform a chain reaction. First condition, all 7 reagents should be used.
Okay.
Second condition, orange reagent should be the 3rd one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
Alright, 1, 2, 3. Colorless should be added after the orange.
First condition, all 7 reagents should be used. Second condition, orange reagent should be the 3rd one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
Okay, so
First condition,
they have
all
given
7
7
reagents should be used.
reagents.
Second condition, orange reagent should be the 3rd one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
Ah, I see. So there's so the bottom one is not a bottom one is a sequence, but not this thing. See, this blue one is not the first one. It comes somewhere between, and colorless should be added after the orange. So let me see. This, let us assume this is the seventh one. Sixth, this one is this one. Okay, so 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, and there are two oranges. Okay, two oranges. So, and there are two blues. Okay, so 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1. So 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where does the green one go? One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have to find out how to use green and colorless. Let's go now. Let us assume third one. I guess since the...
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again. No, something...
Damn it. I used the green one first. Now I'll try the gray ones first. This is confusing. No, no, no. Hmm. Shit.
First condition, all 7 reagents should be used. Second condition, orange reagent should be the 3rd one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
So it can be like 1, 2. Orange, colorless orange, or colorless orange. Ah, I see. Since the colorless one should be added after the orange, so see, after the yellow there should be a colorless one, and again orange, again colorless. So colorless 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No.
Come on. There's a power cut here.
No, something... No, something isn't right.
Damn it! Do it again. Ah, this is silly.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning.
Come on. One, two, three, 4, and 5. I just have to figure out where the green one goes. You know what? Let me just find this on Google because this is wasting our time. Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishment. Uh, I've got a power cut, that's why you can hear my UPS, if you can hear it.